A little big band. If you like big band music and dancing, come on out. It's going to be a great night. Only $10 for a night of dancing. We also have an Easter egg hunt coming up. We always have a big event in here and outside. It's going to be March 29th. That's a Sunday from 1 to 3. And our sons are having their annual sporting clay event. Save that. We already got the sign up on the club room. Silence cell phones. I'm getting the word to tell you to silence your cell phones. I forgot to mention that. Also, we play Texas Hold'em here every Wednesday night, but we're having a big poker tournament on May 2nd. So if you like to play poker, keep that in mind. All the proceeds go to a great cause. All right, please follow us on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, just look for American Legion and Overland Park. We'll pop right up. While you're at it, follow F.I.S.H, right? And yeah, just keep posting on what we're doing in here. I think that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to concede my time to Joan Horton. She's got a special presentation. Special. It's very special.
Paul, can you come up? I don't know how many were here back in October. I gave the F.I.S.H lecture, and I was honored to do that, to come to this organization and do that. And I gave you an IOU. Do you remember that? So no, it's not pizza.
Ah, thank you. Thank you.
And you can cut the string and open it.
All right.
And I think it was that night also that Dan told me that he never wins the drawing.
Right.
I never do it, Paul.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, nice. Wow. That's very cool. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
That's very nice. Thank you for your hug. Thank you. Wow.
That is awesome.
Beautiful.
Thank you, John.
Oh, it comes with a stand and everything, dude.
That's incredible. Thank you so much, Joan. That is very thoughtful. Thank you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Sean the Marine. He's going to come up and lead us in prayer and pledge. So if you're able at this time, please stand. Here you go, Sean.
Thank you. Please bow your head with me in prayer. And Father God, we just come humbly before you, and we ask you for a hedge of protection around our U.S. military. Over there in Iran, we pray that you would protect them, lead them, and guide them. Give our leaders wisdom to conduct this war and keep them safe. And make this a quick war, Father God. Make this a quick war and have it be over early. And we just pray that you would take out any demonic strongholds that are in that place and replace that tyrannical government with the government for freedom and peace, to give those people peace, because since 1979 they've oppressed all the nations around there, and just bring them peace and joy out of this situation and protect our troops always. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Oh, yes, yes. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You got it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, first of all, welcome. We're so excited. This is our 89th F.I.S.H Speaker Series. If you're a veteran and have not received a red ticket, can you please hold up your hand? There's 2, there's 3. And yes, okay. Well, that's really exciting. I see some very familiar faces in here that I want to say a very special welcome to my friend Debbie Austin. Debbie's a Gold Star mom. Thank you for being here. And there's so many more. Let's see. There's back in the back over there, Brian. Brian always trying to hide. There he is, another Marine Bull. Nice to see you. We're really excited that you're here. If you're not familiar with F.I.S.H, Friends in Service of Heroes, we're a nonprofit that's based in Olathe, Kansas. We have 3 pillars: support, helping veterans and active duty military and military families with utility payments, rent, things of that nature. We go fishing. We go find them, because real vets will never ask for help, so we have to go find them, and then we step in the gap. Sometimes we have to knife hand them in order to get them to do things. Isn't that right, Justin? The other pillar that we have is recognition. And recognition pillar, that's where we actually go out, we do our heroes dinners and things of that nature. We feed our troops. And in fact, we've got an event coming up this Saturday with the unit that's going to be deploying. That's about all I'm allowed to say because of the sensitivity of what's going on in the world. They asked, that was it. So that's one of the things that we do. And then the health, the service dogs, the mobility chairs, the track chairs, the hospital beds, all those kind of things. Those are the things that F.I.S.H does. Step in the gap and just help them out. Next slide, please. All right, so a little rundown of some of the things that just occurred. I always like to keep you updated. We just had the Snake Parade. The Snake Parade is an incredible event in North Kansas City, and if you're not familiar with it, I want to invite my friend Candy, who was the MC for the Snake Parade this year, to come up and say a few words about it. This was so much fun, folks. This was so much fun. We had a lot of awesome volunteers. Looks like we have some technical difficulties over there.
No, I just want to make sure the audience.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. My name is Candy Johnson. I am on the board of directors for Northland Festivals that puts on Snake Saturday, the parade. This is our 42nd year, and is a 501c3 charity organizer. Everything that we do is about charities, and the money we put right back into the community. So we put about $2 million recently back into our local North Kansas City area and the surrounding area, and we do that by supporting charities and giving them exposure and having fun. I mean, it's an Irish festival. It's the Saturday before St. Patrick's Day, and it's just a lot of fun. So if you haven't had a chance to get out there, 2027, I'm going to start planning that in September. So it's already started up again. So, and my connection with F.I.S.H has been really remarkable. We connected, and I asked you to come and be a part of our charity cook-off last year. And that kind of started a relationship and kept you coming back and keep coming back as a parade entry. And I think that's another reason why I'm here tonight. Do you know that?
Okay.
Okay, so every single charity that signs up in the charity cook-off, guaranteed winner. You spend $25 to come into the cook-off, and you can win $150 up to $2,000. Every parade entry that comes into it, it costs nothing for the parade entry or small donatable amounts, and then you get judged, and you win a prize. And F.I.S.H won.
Yay.
Yeah, so we had 107 entries this year, and in the charity division, you know, we've got schools and dance troops and bands and businesses and commercials, a few political ads, things like that. They don't get to win, but the charities do, and you won 6th place. So I'm here to present you with a check for $400. All right. You're welcome. There you go. So thank you.
Every bit helps.
So come back next year.
We will. We absolutely will. In fact, I think we have a short little video. Okay, we're crossing our fingers. It's just a tiny little video. Right there it is somewhere. Might need some volume.
Just across the river,
Yeah.
here in the riverfront.
All right, coming up, we got Friends in Service of Heroes. Now, most veterans never ask for help. We know that. Well, that's why Friends in Service of Heroes goes fishing, because that stands for fish, and they find the men and women and families who quietly carry the weight. F.I.S.H provides a hand up, not a hand out, and that support, it could come in the form of a service dog, durable medical equipment, rental or utility assistance, or just simply food when it's needed the most. F.I.S.H is 100% volunteer-driven, no salaries, low overhead, and no federal funding. Every single dollar makes a difference, and you can learn more about this organization at friendsinserviceofheroes.org. Thanks for being here today, guys.
Yeah, well done. Again, with the Casey Current here today, just across the river.
Yeah.
How are you? Good to see you. So that was so much fun. That just happened on Saturday. Hey, if you're looking for an opportunity to volunteer and want to be a part of something, put that on your calendar for next year. Love to have you join us. In fact, the young man that just came up, that's my friend Jay over here. You know, F.I.S.H is very nimble. The things that we do is pretty remarkable. We have a very small board, when a situation arises that we need to act upon quickly, instead of waiting for days, weeks, months, years, we've heard many, many times, we'll pull the trigger pretty quickly, make a decision. And Jay's going to be receiving our 48th service dog. 48th. So congratulations, Jay. Thank you for being here tonight. Yep, thank you for being here tonight. We do have a service dog that's over here. I'm going to, do you want to say something? I think it's okay for you to say something. I think you need to introduce this little fella that you brought with you.
Okay, let's see what I can do. So this is my service dog that I got in 2022. Interesting enough, I was doing an event for a nonprofit I work with called Project Reload, and we did this thing called Task Force Tribute, where we went across the United States, and we drove 1 mile for every service member who lost their life after 9/11. And we started in Michigan, went up to Washington State, and then down and around all the way. We ended up on the mall on Washington, D.C. on 9/11. Anyhow, stopped here in Kansas City. I invited F.I.S.H. out to our event that we did here at the World War I Museum. And this weird guy over here started talking to my wife, unbeknownst to me. And so I continued on that trip. My wife, of course, lives here in Blue Springs, and he offered a service dog to me. Well, first he talked to the wife, the boss, household 6, and then it worked out great. And then he called me when I got back, and it was a significant emotional event in my life, and it still is. And I get choked up when I talk about this guy and his name when I tell people who he is. This is Colonel Roger Donlon. And so in the military, I was a military police officer, and I was a commander, and our canine handlers, the dog is always one rank higher than the dog handler. And the reason is so that way if you mistreat your dog, it's your, I can't remember the UCMJ, it's an assault on a superior officer, superior NCO. So I was a captain, and then of course he's a colonel, and so he's definitely in charge of me already. So definitely he's been a great friend. He gets me out. I dislike people, all right? I just like doing this, but he helps me because I know that I need to get out to give him exercise and get him to do things, and so that gets me out because I want to be good to him. So thanks for making me cry. I appreciate it. And here you go.
Thank you, buddy. I love you, man. That's amazing. What a blessing. What an absolute blessing. I have chills. And another thing that we recently did, we went out and we spent a little time with Shawnee Mission North High School. These young people are heading out to the Nationals, Junior ROTC, and so because of your help, by the way, because of your help, we were able to give them a gift, a financial gift, so they could make that trip. So really fantastic. We hope they come back. I'm sure they're going to come back with that title, Justin. They got to come back with it. And this is something that's coming up. A lot of you probably know or have heard the name Max DeWeese, right? World War II Marine. And several years ago, we had a very special bench made for him that told his story and had a beautiful picture of his wife there. And it was over at Falcon Lakes Golf Course. And the relationship that we had with them was very special. And we had one ask, we're going to put this bench out here. I asked that when the elements get bad, you bring it in and you store it. And when it's a beautiful day, you take it back out there. Well, it didn't come back into the storage, and it actually disintegrated. So his son has spent quite a bit of time and money to redo the bench absolutely 100% the way it was originally. It's coming to Kansas City, coming in from Florida. So on the 30th at 10 a.m., it's going to be at Marine Corps Recruiting Station, Kansas City, over by the airport, and that's where it's going to remain permanently. So again, as you guys know, not only do we name our service dogs after people that are special to fish, you know, we're saying these names, keeping these names out there, in a way, it keeps these veterans alive. You know, so that's why every service dog that we have, we name them after someone that's been a part of the Fish family. I don't want to forget the name Roger. I don't ever want to forget the name Max, Jerry, Buddy. These are people that are special to this organization, and this is what we do, because as you so well put it, you know, these dogs are special. Angels with fur, and every veteran that's a part of Fish is special to us. So anyway, you guys are all welcome to come out and join us for that. Next slide right here. Next month, April, we have Lindsay Reed that's going to be sharing her story. So again, this is it's going to be absolutely extraordinary. I know a little bit. I'll leave it at that. You will not want to miss it. Will not want to miss it. And April 18th, our friends at ZNM Wine down in Lawrence are having their annual 5K. So if you're willing, want to get out there, go run, or else come help out. It doesn't last very long. It's going to be a lot of fun. Laura, I already got your name in as a volunteer. Okay, thank you. And of course, we have this coming out June 26th through the 28th. All families are invited. And Justin, what's the number so far on this?
We're up to about 25 people so far. We need more veteran families. Bring your families.
Right there. Okay. Yeah, this is a lot of fun, so keep that going. Also, every third Thursday, we have something called the Fish Fireside. This is something where we ask two questions. What's God telling you, and what are you doing about it? And Jeremiah Bull over there in the back runs it every other Wednesday in Gardner. And they still Ash and Anvil. And this is something that we're going to be starting the first one, April 25th, Women Veterans Meetup. I know that some of you may have been here when Kim talked about that. So that's going to happen. First one's April 25th. Of course, we've got the annual golf tournament. If you haven't signed up, please do, because it's starting to really get jam-packed. And a new thing that we're going to do the Ag City Music Festival in partnership with Harrisonville, Missouri, and a bunch of different, this is going to be mind-blowing. If you guys, whoever went to the Armed Forces Day event that Fish used to put on? Oh, yeah, think about that. It's be a little bit like that. We're going to have skydivers coming in. That's going to be really cool. Don't want to miss that.
And we're going to need volunteers for that.
Okay.
But for the Ag City Music Festival, if you have time, come see me afterward if you want to volunteer to help clean up the site or work the festival itself. Obviously, your entry will be responsible for you guys.
Thank you, Mark. All right, so go see Mark after that. All right. So we're up here. I'm going to introduce my friend Norma Donlon. We go way back with Norma, and my wife and I have been really impacted by you and Roger. I mean, from your 50th anniversary, that slow dancing, that music. I still remember the story Roger told me about the first time he saw you. He didn't really see all of you. He saw your legs going down the airplane aisle. And that's what Roger told us. And just an incredible couple. And being invited to your meals, I don't know, there's not a picture there, but that was phenomenal. It was such a wonderful time. Roger was one of our speakers. I think he was speaker number 13 or 14, something like that. And that's just a little bitty picture. I had to shorten it because there's so many people. And of course, this is 2022 when Brian got his dog. We got little Roger, and there's big Roger, making sure it was good to go. So I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want to step into Norma's story because a lot of it it's just remarkable. And I'm just so glad that I finally got you up here to talk. So without hesitation, ladies and gentlemen, my friend Norma Donlon.
I didn't think it was working. Is it on now? Yes. Hello?
Yep, there you go.
Okay. I'll tell you, before I came here tonight, I had no idea I was going to see my husband, Roger. Asian people believe that when you die, you're reincarnated as an animal, and I had no idea that Roger was going to be here tonight, so thank you very much for bringing him. And thank you, Paul, for inviting me to come here tonight. This is just amazing. I know a few of you out there. I don't know all of you, but I am looking forward to meeting you after the speech tonight. I have to have my glasses. I just had a birthday on Monday. So I realize that time is flying by. And I don't see or hear as well as I used to. I just want to share something with you. I don't know how many of you know that Roger and I had 4 sons. Anybody knew we had 4 sons? Some of you know we have 4 sons. Well, on my birthday on Monday, excuse me, I've got to open my book here. My birthday was just this past Monday on the 16th, and I got some incredible gifts from our 4 sons, so I want to share them with you to start my speech tonight. So the first son had my house completely renovated. The second one added to the house by making a large theater room in the basement. The third son bought me a brand new 2025 Toyota Crown Signia. He even had it delivered. Our fourth son, knowing how much I love reading the Bible, gave me a parrot who can recite the entire Bible. He paid the priest $50,000 to teach the parrot, so I only have to name the chapter and the verse to get the parrot to recite it. So here are the thank you notes that I wrote to them. To son number 1, the remodel of the house made it so huge that I can only live in 1 room, but I still have to clean the whole damn thing. Thanks anyway. To son number 2, the expensive theater room you had built in the basement holds 50 people, but all my friends are dead. I've lost my hearing, and now I'm nearly blind, so I can't use it. Thank you for the gesture anyway. To son number 3, the new Toyota Crown Signia is beautiful, but I'm too old to travel. I even have my groceries delivered, so I never drive the car. Your thought was good anyway. Thank you. To son number 4, you were the only son to have the good sense to give me a gift I could use. The Cornish hen was delicious. Thank you so much. And Paul told me I had to have a joke to warm up the room tonight, so that's it. I do want to thank you again for the warm welcome, and a special thanks to Paul, and I see Leslie out here, beautiful Leslie, for inviting me tonight and spending some time with all of you. As you know, my husband Roger Donlon was a great supporter of your organization, and he attended many of your events, golf tournaments, speaking at your monthly get-togethers, and he was especially honored to have the service dog named after him. Okay, March 29th. Does anybody know what March 29th is? It's coming up soon. National Vietnam Veterans Day. How many Vietnam veterans do we have out here tonight? Raise your hand. A goodly number of you served in Vietnam. Well, I want to thank you for your service during the Vietnam War and your sacrifice. I'm sure you're familiar with the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C. that honors 58,000 who were killed in Vietnam. And March is also Women's History Month. And I'm wondering how many of you know that 18,000 names on the wall left widows and children. All of them left families. So a shout out to all our Vietnam veterans, and especially to the 265,000 women who served during the Vietnam era. Most of the 5,000 women who served in the Vietnam War were nurses. 8 of them have their names etched into the black granite wall of the Vietnam Memorial. Each one of us has fought our own fight. So please let me briefly share my story. The Vietnam War has taken 2 husbands from me. The first was Lieutenant John W. Irving, Jr. Let's see. There he is. He was a U.S. Army Ranger killed in action in an operation airlifting Vietnamese Rangers to the front. We had been married, it is, 1 year when he volunteered for shotgun duty on board a Huey helicopter. He was killed 1 week before he was supposed to return home. At the age of 22, I became a Gold Star wife. And that is the picture that was taken on our first wedding anniversary. It's probably the only one I have of the 2 of us together. There he is in Vietnam, behind a machine gun. And he was actually firing the gun when this picture was taken. And that is his burial service. Over the past 59, I got one more. This is named from the wall, sorry. Over the past 59 years, I have been privileged to meet with countless groups of Gold Star families. And the question most asked is, how do you get over it? And my answer is always the same. You never get over it, but you can get through it. Debbie can attest to that. Each family does so in their own good time. It took me almost 4 years, but I finally did move on. One day I opened the door and walked out into the sunlight. Luckily, I met and married another career soldier, and here is our story. Roger and I met and had a 3-year courtship before we finally got married. His proposal came the day before he was supposed to leave for what would be a 13-month tour in Korea. And when he asked me, I said yes. And so he looked at me, he said, well, let's go to Nevada and get married right now. And I looked at him and said, no, I'll be here when you get back next year. So Roger often said I was probably one of the only women that said yes and no in the same breath to a marriage proposal. We were fortunate to have a long 55-year marriage before he also became a casualty of the Vietnam War and died of complications from Agent Orange-related Parkinson's disease. That's us when we were dating. That's us at the first marijuana convention that he took me to as his date. We got to meet Bob Hope. And that's our wedding picture. And that is his caisson being carried to the Fort Leavenworth National Cemetery. And that is Colonel Mark Morgan, Laura Morgan's husband, presenting me with the flag at the burial service. During the years before he was diagnosed with Parkinson's, we both wanted to help to heal the wounds of the Vietnam War. So we traveled back to Vietnam several times to put into place 3 reconciliation projects. Both of us believed that those who invested the most in war should be the first to reach out in peace. 2 of Roger's teammates were killed in action in Vietnam, the only ones on his team with pregnant wives. One lost her baby when notified of her husband's death. The other gave premature birth to twins. One died and is buried with his father at Arlington National Cemetery. The surviving twin often reminds us that he not only lost his father in Vietnam, he lost his brother as well. So the casualties of war go far beyond the battlefield. At the heart of America are the men and women who have worn our nation's uniform. And my book, Soldier's Widow, Soldier's Wife, Soldier's Mother, is about 4 of them. It is a story written to honor my 4 soldiers. My grandchildren have been asking me for years to please write down the story of our family. So in January of 2025, I was coming up to the 1-year anniversary of Roger's passing, and I thought if I didn't get busy with something, I was going to probably get myself into a big hole that I might not get out of. So I sat down behind my computer and I started to write. And I had no idea at that time that it would become a published work. It was a lot of encouragement from a lot of people. Mark Morgan was one of them. He was by my side every step of the way while the book writing was going on. And the book launched on June 14th of 2025, which was the 250th birthday of the U.S. Army. So that was a lucky day for me. Now, many people ask me, what does it take to write a book? Well, I like to tell them, it's like having a baby. You labor for 9 months, and then all of a sudden, the baby is born, and you look at the baby and you say, well, I hope you do well. At the time that I began to write, I was not sure how the book would be received, and I was pleasantly surprised by the response. The custom in most Asian families is not to brag about oneself or other family members. So I'd like to share a few words that others have used to describe my book. Surprisingly, most of the comments are from men, which really surprised me because I thought because of the title, be more women reading the book. The first was written by an Air Force officer. Norma Donlon shares an uncut overview of the military family through the eyes of a spouse. A soldier's life is unique, and that once they have raised their hand to serve, the whole family serves. There's not an option to quit. The difficulties in keeping a family together are complex, especially without the support of extended family. Her account of widow, wife, and mother are raw and real. She shares her deep love for her first and second husband, and then sons who chose to serve. Her faith in God sustained her and continues to this day. Buy this book and walk in the footsteps of an unsung heroine, Norma Donlon. She's still serving long beyond her husband's commitment. The second one is from somebody who was an attaché from the United States, a Army attaché from the United States that was stationed in Japan. Norma Donlon has kindly gifted this reader with a wonderful story that could not be put down until the last page had been finished. She shares her many life experiences as a military officer's widow, wife, life partner, and mother in an unabashedly honest and often very personal manner. While serving overseas, Norma's participation in various charitable organizations was well known and many times celebrated in the local press. Her entertaining and theme parties were legend. As chronicled often throughout the book, Norma proved to also be of such strong presence and always a fierce partner of Roger that it was unwise to become a challenge or an obstacle in her life story, as even some general officers learned. One of the best parts of sharing this story has been the response that I received from two people in particular. The first is a man I last saw when he was 2 years old, and he writes, Norma's book has touched my heart in ways I never thought possible. I couldn't put the book down. The connection our families share, which spans back to Vietnam, is a testament to the power of friendship, and I'm grateful that my late parents had the chance to stay connected with her and Roger over the years. Her honesty, wisdom, kindness, and strength are a shining example of her exceptional character. She has a unique understanding of the challenges military families face and the sacrifices they make. Reading her book has helped me have greater empathy for what my parents went through and how it impacted our lives. I have immense respect for Norma's faith, her love for her family and country, and the incredible experiences she's had. I'm grateful to have read her book and for her willingness to share her story with such vulnerability. The last vignette I would like to share with you is from a telephone call that I received from John's cousin. She was younger and knew John was her cousin, but never had the chance to get to know him. With a tearful voice, she thanked me for writing John's story and letting her get to know more about her family's history. So everybody has a story, write yours. You just don't know who you're going to touch. That's my advice. Okay, so I want to wrap this up, but before I do, I want to say Paul asked me to bring a few books tonight. I know some of you already have it, but I do have books over there. Marv is going to be there with the square, and I'm going to get a chance to walk around the room and meet you personally. If you have questions, you may ask me at that time, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. But I would like to get around the room, so I'm not sitting there. The books are all autographed already. None of us, not a single one of us is enough to make history alone. So may I recognize and thank all of our military members and families who have sacrificed so much to preserve America's freedom. If we continue to work toward small changes, then together we will secure America's future. America is hope. America is compassion. America is valor. America without her military would be like God without angels. Thank you for your goodness and grace, and for making my guests, Marv and Leslie Nichols, and myself feel so welcome tonight. May God bless each one of you and your families, and may God continue to bless America. Thank you. Oh, don't stand up. I forgot to show you pictures of my sons. They're in the book. There's the first one serving. He served in Bosnia. This is the thing about my book. Every single one of the people that I write about served in war. They didn't just serve. They actually went to combat. So that's my third son, first one into the Army, and he served in Bosnia. And that's my fourth son, Justin is his name. I write about him in the book as well. He gave me my first great-granddaughter. Anyway, that's him graduating from airborne school, and one of the big things he wanted when he graduated from airborne school was his dad to give him blood wings. Does anybody know what blood wings are? Everybody knows what blood wings are. Well, I had to go to the back of the shed, cry, when I saw him punch my son's chest and drew blood. That's what they do. And the kids ask for it. They want their dads to hit him. And instead of having grips on the back of the thing, the pin goes into their chest. And there they are together. Thank you again. You've been a wonderful audience.
Norma, I'm sure there's some questions that the group would like to ask. Would you mind?
Well, let's try it.
Let's try it. All right, any questions?
I have a microphone I can pass around if I can't hear. Oh, you're going to pass that one.
I'm going to pass the microphone around.
How did your husband earn the Medal of Honor?
Wait a minute. I'm trying to get my microphone on and it won't turn on.
It's working. It's working.
No, my microphone isn't working up here, this one. The one that goes straight to my hearing aids. I forgot to tell everybody, when I was 7 years old, I had the measles. So if you have small children or grandchildren, make sure they get a measles vaccine, because I didn't get a measles vaccine, and that's how I lost my hearing when I was 7 years old. So by this time in my life, it's pretty bad. So I have to have a microphone to hear, but it's not working tonight for some reason. I thought I charged it up oh, there it goes. Okay, we want to pass this to whoever's asking the question. If they use this, it goes straight to my hearing aids, so I can hear it. I always carry my own little microphone with me.
I'm going to need one of these too.
You might.
Sounds good. And how did your husband earn the Medal of Honor?
He got mad. Roger was a very quiet, unassuming guy, if those of you have met him. But when he got mad, look out. Women used to come up to me all the time and say, "Oh, your husband's so charming." And I said, "Yes, but when he gets mad, he kills people." That was always my stock answer. So anyhow, he had a Special Forces team of 12, and they were in Vietnam in 1964. And they were assigned to a camp that was up on the Laotian border, and it was critical to the North Vietnamese coming down to the south, one of the camps that was there. Well, it was the first time that the North Vietnamese army linked up with the Viet Cong from the south and attacked the Special Forces outpost. And they held it. They were not overrun. It was just 12 Americans. They had 300 CIDG, Civilian Irregular Defense Force. I'm using language, acronyms that probably the ladies here don't know. But anyway, the CIDG, there were 300 of them, but half of them were actually sleepers. And when the battle started, when the North Vietnamese linked up with the Viet Cong and attacked the camp, they took out the guy next to him by either slitting his throat or breaking his neck. So that lowered the number of people that my husband had under his command. And they came down approximately 900 strong against a small outpost. So Medal of Honors are awarded for saving lives, not taking lives. And he managed to get through that, and all of his men said that if it hadn't been for his actions that night, they all would have died. So I hope that answers your question.
I have a question. So Norma, I know that you've attended most...
Oh, yeah, use my microphone.
So I know you've attended most inaugurations, okay, presidential inaugurations. Who was your favorite president that you met, and who was your least favorite? Go ahead.
You really got to make me say this. Before I answer this question, I'm going to say something. You know what our national bird is, the bald eagle? Everybody knows, right, the bald eagle? Do you know what it takes to make that eagle fly?
A left wing and a right wing.
It takes a right wing and a left wing. So I don't know about you, but I'm sick to death of the political scene these days. Roger and I did go to every single inaugural since the first one for Nixon, and we saw Washington come together. And it was so wonderful to see democracy in action. There wasn't all this dissension between the Democrats and the Republicans. They all behaved like adults back then. So to answer your question, which I'm not sure I should do.
Come on.
Well, let me just say, the best inauguration that we went to, how's that? Was Ronald Reagan's.
Nice.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
And I thought he was a good president. He came at a time when we needed him. Mm-hmm. He fixed the problem in Iran, so I don't know what's going to happen this time, but he did. I knew people that were actually captured that were in the embassy, and they said the worst part was that they couldn't fire their weapons. When the Iranians started coming into the embassy, they were not allowed.
Wow. It's amazing. Any other questions for Norma?
I'll go around the room, and if they want to ask personally,
Sounds
they can.
good. Oh, here's a question.
Oh, Tom, don't you dare ask me about the car. Don't you dare.
I was not going to ask about the car. I was going to invite you to tease, or we'll tease about, everybody in here knows about an MG. That's all you need to, that's all you need, and Paul knows it's in the book. That's all you need to know to motivate you to buy the book, because when she spoke to our MOAA chapter, thanks to Susan Evelyn, she sold out the books, probably because of the MG story. Now, that's your, sell the sizzle and not the steak, okay? No full disclosure about the MG, just buy the book.
Buy the book.
Oh, by the way, you haven't said this. The proceeds from the book, you always end up with a veteran organization.
Yes.
Okay.
Every book that's sold tonight, $5 will go to F.I.S.H.
Yay. So buy the books.
Yeah, every book sold tonight. So one of the things that I wanted to do, my income dropped so drastically after my husband died that I decided I would send proceeds from this book to organizations that support our veterans, because I'm now able to up the ante a little bit, so to speak. I'm getting by pretty good. And so last year I donated quite a bit more money than I did the year before to veterans causes because of the book. So thank you all for supporting that too.
How many books did you bring, Norma? Norma, how many books did you bring?
Well, there are 48 here, and I have hardcover and softcover. You can also get it if you're a Kindle reader. It's on Amazon and Kindle. That's cheaper. It's only $3.99.
Yeah. I
have
highly
a Kindle.
recommend the book. I got to the MG part, and I was about to put it down, then MG part hit me. I think I finished it that night, didn't I, hon? It was a good book. It's hard to put down. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being so gracious to Norma. Norma, we love you. Thank you. Well, you go over here, and we'll...
No, I'm not going to sit, I'm going to walk.
You're going to walk, all
Mark's
right.
going to run the square for me. I don't
you
need
need
that.
this?
I've got my microphone.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our speaker series. Now, the kitchen and the bar are still... Kitchen's still open, Dan? Maybe, but the bar's still open. Please hang around, get to know one another. Go over there and see Norma. And next month, again, our speaker is going to be Lindsay Reed, and you will not want to miss that. So